Welcome to What's Cooking Show, everybody. I'm Joey Quibido, your host today, with Cash Saver and Piggly Wiggly in Opelousas.
And I'm Chef Jason Huguet from Steamboat Warehouse in Washington, Louisiana.
And we have a special guest today, and then we're also promoting a special function coming up soon. And Jason's going to be doing some crawfish items for us. Jason, what are you cooking for us today?
I'm going to be doing two different dishes. I'm going to actually show you some easy ways to use some leftover crawfish etouffee. Very simple and nice dishes.
Great idea. So join us for more What's Cooking. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Again, we have Jason going to be cooking for us today, and he's going to have some nice crawfish items that he's going to be doing for us, and we're going to be mentioning the crawfish etouffee cook-off coming up soon.
Right, so next week we're going to have the mayor of Eunice doing the show with us.
Okay, great.
To also promote the etouffee cook-off. So I figured they're probably going to be making some type of etouffee, which they normally do, which is standard. So I didn't want to make etouffee 2 weeks in a row on the show. It'd be a little boring for everyone at home. So I figured, why don't we take some two dishes today that we're going to make. Is going to be, you know, South Louisiana, we always boiling crawfish during crawfish season. Lots of times you have leftover crawfish. Price of crawfish is not very cheap. So we always make etouffee with our leftovers, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so sometimes you have leftover etouffee that you don't eat all of. So instead of throwing it away or letting it go to waste,
Make one more dish.
right. There's two really simple ideas that you can do at home. I can tell you at home I've made so many different variations of things to use my leftover crawfish etouffee. I'm gonna show you one real quick. So basically, we made some etouffee yesterday. Well, not we, I did.
He did.
So I made some etouffee, and so I chilled it, put it in an ice bath, cooled it down, just to show you today these items. So we use some real local Louisiana crawfish. This is one brand that we use. We have a couple different brands that we use. Bonanza out of Bro Bridge, we use them. Sometimes we use Desertel. We get a good bit from them. That's right down the road. Very good Louisiana products. Shop with them. Or Piggly Wiggly, I'm sure they have some Piggly Wiggly right now.
We have a lot of different people that we use. Cajun crawfish is one of them that we use. I mean, they all got
Fresh,
really
never
good.
frozen.
Yes,
I can tell you, I've seen them.
yeah.
So what I did was took some of this etouffee cold, right? Keep it cold. I add a little bit of breadcrumbs to it, and then we get this. This is basically just the mixture that we end up with. Now, when you add the breadcrumbs, you want to be sure you don't put too much breadcrumbs, but you also want to make sure you put enough. Because if you don't put enough, it'll fall apart whenever you put it in the fryer, which we're about to do. But if you put too much, it'll be too tight, too stiff. It's going to taste more bread, dry. It's going to overpower the crawfish flavor and all that stuff. Now, depending on what kind of bread you use, if you buy the breadcrumbs in the store, they're more dry. So it's not going to take as much. But if you have like some fresh homemade bread at home that you're trying to use up and you grind that at home, it may take more because it's more moist, it's lighter, stuff like that. So what I did is I took some of these and I just formed these. Basically, it's like a little croquette.
Yeah, croquette.
Your traditional croquette would usually have, basically the binding agent would be potatoes or rice, or some form like that, which you could do, instead of adding breadcrumbs, you could add some rice. It would work the same. But I chose to do this today. I'm gonna go ahead and take some white flour. We're just gonna do a little light dredge. And I'm gonna do all three of these like that.
It's almost like doing an egg roll, but just not having the
Exactly.
the wrap on the outside.
Right, and it's very simple. So we just want to lightly dredge them. All right.
That's something easy to go. I mean, just leftover crawfish and just make a total different dish all over again.
Very simple, and I'm gonna give you I'm gonna show you a different item that we have done before. That we used to do this quite often. Not this dish, but there's another one I'm gonna tell you about in a second. That we used to sell so many of, and I haven't done it in a while. It's probably time to go ahead and put it back on the specials.
Jason, it's time.
But I actually take this same process, when I add breadcrumbs to this etouffee mixture. And what I do is I don't use leftover etouffee. I actually make etouffee fresh with this Louisiana crawfish. And then what I do is I add some breadcrumbs to it, not too much because you want it kind of moist. And you can either grill or blacken crawfish cakes.
Crawfish cakes, oh.
And you want to drop these after we dip them in the breadcrumbs. You can actually panko coat these, which would be also just a little different variation, but also very nice. Very simple. But those crawfish cakes, let's get back to that. I've actually used to blacken them, and we would use some the blackened redfish seasoning that Paul Prudhomme uses. Did my internship with him, so I got a chance to use all of his magic seasoning blends.
Yeah, they got a lot of them.
Right, and I think the most popular one he has is the blackened redfish. He also has a meat magic seasoning or something. And I would add that to it on the top, season it on top with that blackened redfish, and just kind of get a little blackened color on them, and maybe finish them in the oven, just make sure they're hot on the inside. And we would serve it inside, like in a pool of like a homemade remoulade sauce over here.
Oh, I bet you that was good.
And it was a big seller. And I mean, it's kind of hard to have a dish that's not good, made with this nice, fresh Louisiana tails.
Speaking about crawfish, let's talk more about the etouffee cook-off that's coming up. It's gonna be the 33rd annual World Championship Crawfish Etouffee Cook-Off.
33rd annual, that's a lot.
Sir, and it's the city of Eunice, hosts it every year. It's going to start on the Saturday, but the actual cook-off itself will be the Sunday, March 24th.
The main event.
And like I said, that's in Eunice. And times are from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, the Sunday. But like I said, they start off on the Saturday afternoon doing different things.
A little kickoff dance.
They do have 3 bands that are playing this Sunday. Cookin's playing, featuring Wayne Toop, Steve Riley, and Wilson Savoy. And also we got Kyle Huval and the Dixie Club Ramblers, Seth Spell, and Cajun Strong. It's also playing.
There's so much going on that day, man. Like, it's so many people out there on the grounds. Arts and crafts, so many things you can buy. Every year I go to help judge. I've probably judged the last 4 or 5 years. And every year I go, I find something that I hang up in my cab. Yeah, they got one booth I love. It's got a bunch of little hunting arts and crafts, like they make Browning symbols or things with like cypress, and they'll make like some copper. They use shotgun shells, and they make different things like to hang in your camp or something. It's really nice stuff.
So a lot of arts and crafts, and besides the cook-off itself.
Right, and they got food and stuff like that.
Yeah, different things, yeah. So, I mean, it's been, like, say, 33 years now. They got to be doing something
right
over there.
It's a long time, right.
There's a lot of entries out here.
Yes. I want to say there's 3 categories, and usually there's between 40 and 50 entries total.
That's a lot, though.
Yeah,
seriously,
and
a lot.
There's some good items.
Yeah, in fact, I was reading right here where it's free admission, free parking, and free fun for the family. You can't beat free.
Right.
You can't beat it at all.
It's a good event. I'll tell you what, Joey, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll finish our dish, and we'll talk some more about etouffee cook-off.
Okay, so join us back for more What's Cooking. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Again, Jason's cooking some really nice crawfish dishes for us. We start off with the croquettes, and then we just picked them up out of the fryer. And Jason, we're gonna go to our next part.
Okay, so let's plate this one first. So, got my little handy dandy appetizer plate. Now, these croquettes can go with pretty much, well, I'm not gonna say any kind of condiment, but anything that would be a little tangy, a little bit of lemon or something, a little.
Not really acidic, but.
Right, just something with a little bite, but you know, something that's gonna complement it is what you want, like something to complement the seafood. So today, instead of using the remoulade sauce, which we make every day here, which would be perfect with this dish.
So I was about to say perfect, yeah.
But I figured, look, let's go ahead and make something different. You know, we're doing a show today. Let's make it new and exciting. So I basically took something that's, I guess you could say it's similar to it, but it's more of like just a little Creole dipping sauce. If you go to New Orleans, you may try something that's very similar to this. So basically we have a little sauce here that it's a mayo-based sauce. Made this yesterday, let it sit overnight. You want to let the flavors come together. Mayo, I put a little bit of Creole mustard.
I was about to say Creole.
And Cajun powder, the garlic sauce, put a little bit of that. A few other little seasonings and spices, like our seasoning we make here at Steamboat. I put a little bit of that in there. And I actually added just a little touch of horseradish at the end. You taste it, just a little bite to it. So what I want to do is kind of put some of that down. I'm just going to kind of put this out, that. So this is going to have just enough for the little tang that you're looking for. Just like that.
Looking good.
Yep. Now you can also take these like we made them today, and you could just roll them into some little balls and actually deep fry them like that and call it a boulette. I wouldn't put it in the breadcrumbs, but
So Jason, have you thought about possibly making that like an appetizer for the restaurant for like a weekend?
yeah, because we're always doing stuff on special.
I mean, this is the perfect time, crawfish season.
Yeah, fried crawfish tails. That's one big hit we used to do over the years. But you need to get those Louisiana crawfish. Louisiana crawfish, but you kind of want to find a little select tail. You want a nicer size tail to fry.
That's right, yeah.
Because
actually, there's some of them that actually grade their crawfish to a certain, almost like a shrimp count,
Right. Now they are a little more expensive, obviously, and they should be.
Yeah, they should be.
But man, if you're trying to enjoy yourself at home, grab your 1 pound of crawfish fried. It's really a good bit.
It is.
So with some accompaniments, a little some vegetables or starch that you're doing at home. 1 pound, depending on how many people you're trying to feed.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Speaking about all the condiments and stuff, all the stuff that Jason's using here can be found at your local Piggly Wiggly stores or Cash Saver here in Opelousas, with 2 locations to serve you.
8410 Highway 182 North or 1305 Heather Drive.
And contact numbers.
Contact numbers, you call them at Cash Saver 948-8199 or the North Store at 948-9427.
Never miss a lick.
No, I sure don't. I'm gonna call Kevin. He can at least call me and thank me. Like, hey man, you do a very good job.
You're gonna see him soon. I have a feeling you'll see him soon.
Well, I hope so. All right, so we're gonna start a second dish, right?
Yes, let's start it.
Okay, so this is a dish that we do at the Steamboat, except for the crawfish part. This dish at the Steamboat we call Redfish Opelousas. The only difference is from today, I'm trying to show you leftover etouffee. So it's gonna be a different sauce base.
Okay.
But here at the Steamboat, if you come get Redfish Opelousas, it's gonna be the same redfish preparation, except it will be just this straight, beautiful etouffee. If you can get a good shot at it, because that's some pretty crawfish.
Oh yeah, very nice.
It's all about the crawfish. We don't add any kind of tomato products, any kind of cream of mushroom product. We don't add none of that stuff. All you taste
all the
is
natural
crawfish.
juice.
Right. So here we go. So I take 1 fillet of redfish, and what I had and pre-seasoned it earlier. So I just cut it into 2 pieces, right? So we're gonna do our little dredge again. However, the only difference from our croquettes to the redfish is we are going to put them in some panko.
Panko, okay.
Which, for those at home, I'm pretty sure most people know that. But those that don't, panko is basically just a Japanese breadcrumb.
Now, again, with panko, they got the different styles of, flavors. They have the Italian, they have the garlic, they have the regular. What would you prefer? I mean,
I actually use just regular old plain panko.
Okay.
And what I do is I just add my own little seasoning blend to it.
Okay. I guess it's better that way. Maybe if you're doing like an Italian dish or something, maybe the Italian flavor would be better. Makes sense.
Definitely.
I mean, you don't want to curve out the crawfish etouffee flavor.
Right. So you want to just kind of add your own little flair to it. So we're gonna drop these in. Since they're kind of big and my fryer's not so big, I'm gonna basically put one in each basket.
Great, fantastic.
So very simple for this portion,
Okay.
right? So we just want to let this go till it gets a little slightly golden brown.
Okay.
What I like about panko is that it just creates this really crispy coating. You know, once you finish with it and everything, it just has this nice little crunchy crispiness to it, and I like that.
Yeah, a lot of people like that. I mean, panko, when it first, I don't say come out, but when people started realizing exactly what it did,
Right.
they really went after it, yeah.
So that's very simple, right?
So far, so good. I was noticing when you were starting the etouffee a while ago, the size of the crawfish this year, to me, they look bigger earlier in the season.
Right. I
Did you
guess
notice
because
that?
It's been warm lately, so it's a good thing. But I guess that's maybe the reason why. And the price has dropped considerably, which is a good
Right.
thing. Because the first crawfish I got, I believe it was in January, and I'm one of those people who I don't care how small they are early in the season. I just need my fix.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care how much they cost.
I had mine last night.
I just need to get them. And I went somewhere and there were like $7.50 a pound, boiled, obviously, to go. But I was like, man,
Kind of bite, but still, you have to have your
I want
fix.
to get 10 pounds, not just for myself, but I want to get 10 pounds.
You sure it wasn't just for yourself?
No, it wasn't for me. And I brought a $100 bill thinking, man, it's plenty of money.
Plenty of money.
And it was just barely enough money. I said, so, but you know, we like our crawfish down here, so.
That's it. Whatever it takes, we won't get it.
You know, and I waited till the price went down a little bit, and there's a few places I go locally. So, and
There's a lot of good places around
I have
here.
some go-tos,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
but they're all good. And me and you have one of our.
Oh, yeah, we got our
Same
favorite.
one.
No
So-
names mentioned, but we'll know with that. Well, Jason, you want to take a little break and come back, or?
Let's do that, and then we'll talk more about etouffee cook-off and more about this redfish dish.
Okay, so join us for the last dish, the next segment. Welcome back, guys. Again, Jason's got two wonderful dishes he's cooked for us here today. We got the crawfish croquettes over there. We got the redfish that you ready to finish for us. Jason, go
Right.
ahead and finish it up for us.
Okay, so real quickly, let me go back and reset this. At the steamboat, when you come get redfish Appaloosas, this is what you're gonna get: etouffee. I'll put that down. Fish on top.
Right.
A little bit of garnish. But today, we want to show you a variation of it because we're trying to show everyone how to use your leftover crawfish etouffee if you have in the fridge. New things, make something different. All right, so we got our crawfish that we reheated because this is something I made yesterday. So if you remember last week's episode, this is pretty much the same mixture, some parsley, but it has fresh rosemary and fresh thyme. If you can't get your hands on fresh herbs or you don't want to take the time to de-stem them and chop them, you can use Italian seasoning blend that you can get at Piggly Wiggly. It's in the stores.
Correct.
Very
Yep.
simple. So what we're gonna do with some of that, we just want to get a little herb flavor in there, that's all. You don't want too much because you're not trying to overpower it. But a little bit more.
But definitely something different.
Yeah, and it's amazing the addition of these two different ingredients that we're about to put, the herbs as one, and just a little bit of heavy cream. Now, you don't want to put too much because it's not a cream sauce. We just want to cream the crawfish. Very simple, very small amount. And you can put a little more. Again, we're not trying to make this a cream sauce with
Right.
crawfish in it. You're just creaming your etouffee. Very simple.
Nice.
Now
Really
you got a
nice,
whole new
yeah.
sauce, you got a whole new aromatic smell to it,
A whole new flavor.
whole new flavor. So this is what we're gonna do. I want to turn this off real quick. So basically, you just want to put your sauce down. You can smell those herbs. All right, so we have our really pretty panko coated fish right here. Just want to place that You want to garnish with a little bit more parsley, and you can put a little bit of green onions around it if you'd like. I love green onions. I can't have too much green onions.
I love green onions. Oh man,
Love-
yes.
Love them.
Nice fresh stuff. Oh, yes, definitely.
So give it a good shot on this side where you can get some crawfish and the fish. Very simple. Now, Joey, how about we
I'm ready.
give this a little taste? There you go. Make sure you get some sauce.
Oh, I gotta have some sauce.
I got more right there if you want. You see how it's not too dry in the middle? It's still a little moist.
Oh, it's very good.
And it's still crispy and crunchy. A little bit of that sauce. Simple.
Very simple. I mean, you just use leftover etouffee and made a completely new dish.
Very
Actually,
easy.
2 of them.
Right. Very simple.
Very, very good.
So,
Oh, that's really good.
2 things at home. You got some leftovers. 2 different dishes you can make. And then sky's the limit. Like, take this idea and just run with it. Now, let's talk about some crawfish etouffee cook-off.
Let's do
Before
that.
we go.
Okay, again, it's the 33rd annual crawfish etouffee cook-off, and it's gonna be held in Eunice, and it's gonna be
March 25th,
the 25th
Sunday?
is cook-off, right?
but don't miss the dance before. The night
Yep,
before.
the night before, the 24th. Also, it's all free to enter, free parking, free fun for the entire family.
Right.
I'm sure they have arts, crafts, and stuff like that. They might have, I'm sure, fun jumps for the kids and
They have all that stuff.
all kinds of stuff.
It's a family-friendly event. You're looking for something to do with the family. I mean, 33rd annual. They must be doing something right.
Something right, yeah.
Um,
And like you said, they got probably 40 to 50 entries.
Right.
3 different categories.
and you can try them all.
Try them all.
Most people wait till the winners are announced, and they,
And it's going to be held at the Barnett Lakeview Park and Beach on Veterans Memorial Highway in Eunice,
yeah,
the big town of Eunice.
it's not hard to find. It's
Not
very
at
simple.
all. I mean, it's going to be a great day. Hopefully the weather hold out. I'm sure, you know, they've been having great weather the last few years for
Right.
sure that we know of.
If you have any questions, just call Chamber of Commerce out in Eunice,
That's right.
and they will answer all your questions.
Yeah, the number right there is going to be 337-457-2565, or you can email the director at eunice.chamber.net
There you go.
and get all the information that you need. I don't see if they have any entry fees in there, but I'm sure they'll give you all the information.
Well, next week, when we
That's
have
right, we do.
the mayor of Eunice, next week, he will be here to answer all the questions we have.
Great, fantastic.
All-
Look forward to that.
All the information that we haven't covered today, he will cover it all, I promise. So don't forget to check out that episode next Wednesday.
That's right. Stick with us. And Jason, I want to thank you for bringing out these wonderful dishes for us. You went from ball crawfish to etouffee to 2 completely other dishes. and
Exactly.
They're wonderful, and we're going to enjoy this in a little while.
I can't wait.
Thank you all so much for watching the Voice Cooking Show, and join us back next week.